This month I decided to tackle the monthly prompt from the Discord group called the ARTROOM. This community was created by Hello Alice and Jellybee for any art-related YouTubers who wanted to contribute to the niche community, have fun, and support each other. I personally joined it because I had a lot of questions about filming, editing videos, and wanting to meet new people, and I feel like I've been able to fulfill all 3 demands so far. Everyone has really been great. So this month's prompt is underwater. I completely missed out on mermaid due to poor time management, but I think I'm at a place where I've fallen into a routine that I'm okay with, despite still being a little bit hectic. Anyway, I sketched some mermaids in actual underwater scenes with corals, reef, seaweed, you know, all that good stuff. And that would have been easy and made everything simple, done and dusted. However, that's not how my brain works. No. I started drawing the sea from different angles, looking downwards into the water, looking upwards into the sky, and then it clicked. Above. If something is above you, then you must be under, like underneath. The sky is the sea, and if I place a land character under it, then it's still under sea. I spent the rest of my day laughing at my funny idea. And then it was time to paint. Oopsies! I remembered my struggles with painting galaxies or even a normal colorful sky, so I searched some videos to help me. I tried many methods: pigmented paint, dye-based paint, wet on wet, salt, and wet on dry. I decided to go with the latter and built it up slowly with wet and wet. I was very happy with the result except for one problem. How am I going to add the rest of my drawing onto this without ruining it? Facepalm. Well, apparently, I thought gouache was the answer. It wasn't. After a few layers, I realized that my plan wasn't working. I had covered up the main part of the sky with clouds made from gouache, and I was continuing to cover up more of that pretty sky with my whale. I thought maybe it's just that mythical ugly painting stage. Frustrated me was having an epic battle with stubborn me. In the end, after heading to bed, I decided to start all over, and I'm glad I did. There is nothing wrong with restarting. I think that was the main thing I learned from this. It's good to push through with something until it's right, but it's also important to know when to take a break, relax, and think of how to problem solve. And sometimes that just means redoing everything. However, don't think of it as time wasted, but instead a lesson learned to continue to grow and improve. So, I thought, what makes art fun for me? Something I am proud of making and something that is basically who I am. Yeah, I know these bunch of questions sound very difficult, but it really wasn't. Firstly, I stated before, sometimes when I have a break from actually drawing daily, I forget aspects of art that I love incorporating into my own. Or sometimes I learn too many new things that I want to push all into one drawing instead of slowly developing them. And that ends up in a hot mess of me being stressed and not having a good time. I know this is a form of leveling up, but it is done in a very unhealthy process. Basically, I knew I had to slow down and implement method, techniques, and new medium, gouache, and drawing styles in a more steady pace. Secondly, my thumbnail in my sketchbook looked better in a landscape view, and well, that was easily fixed. All I had to do was turn the page. But something as simple as this made my drawing less clutter and less squished. And I was also able to include everything I wanted from my sketch to the final, without having random big patches or spaces where I had no idea what to add to balance out the busy sky. Thirdly, I tried to paint all this without any line art. Line art has become something I believe is a major part of my quote-unquote style, and opting out of it completely made me very confused. I've tried lineless in the past before, but I've always ended up going back to my black fineliners. I just can't do without them. The reason for not lining the first one was wanting it to have a very painterly style that was sort of in all the video tutorials that I watched on YouTube, but that's not me. I took what I learned from these videos and created my own way to make a nice galaxy without muddying up the colors, and that's what happened. So I'm pretty proud of how it turned out, as well as myself for being able to fix a problem I had personally and turn it into something that is mine. Long story short, well, long moral short I guess, it's good to be able to pinpoint issues and take them, then turn them into something that is yours. Although there are parts I still want to change again, I haven't been this pleased with something I created in a long time. So in the end, negative became positive. Alright, back to the drawing. Everything I draw must have a story, or I get a bit unmotivated to continue finishing it. So what's the story with this one, you say? Apart from it being under the sea. This girl who accidentally ended up looking like Sailor Moon, and I swear it was accidental. I got some references of beach dresses from Google and gave her some buns with pigtail. I didn't think of what color to paint her until I used a color palette complementary generator. It's called Color Mine, and it suggested a yellow. So along with the yellow, I had to balance her dress with the sky and left it white, and I was like, oh my goodness, I just painted Princess Serenity. Oopsies. Anyway, this girl, who is definitely not Sailor Moon, lives in the mountain and has a huge ambition of visiting the sea on a boat one day. So all these sea creatures are part of her imagination created using clouds and stars, while she evening dreams about being surrounded by the atmosphere of her amazing adventure. So that's basically it. First prom and first project that had a deadline, done. I thoroughly enjoyed creating it, as well as looking at how everyone else interpreted underwater. And I hope to participate in September's ARTROOM Discord prompt as well. Thank you for watching, happy painting, and bye!